What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite realtor, Josh Anton, with the Great House team and RE/MAX Above and Beyond here in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. Property management, folks. It's a huge topic that we get asked about often. And, there's a lot of different companies here. For those of you out of state looking for property management, maybe having some issues with it, we're going to solve those issues today. Let's go. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's an exciting day. We have had a lot of different topics that we've discussed here. We've had lenders on, we've gone and talked point of sale, and we've talked numbers and cash on cash return. But one thing we haven't really put a huge emphasis on in our videos here is property management. I think this arguably might be one of the most influential, informative videos that we're going to put out there, mainly because I don't think a lot of people do a lot of research or have a lot of contacts or connections, especially you out-of-staters,
for sure,
when it comes to property management. So as we thought about this, we thought, how are we going to do the property management video? And we said, well, I've got a property manager and she's the bomb. So why don't we get her on camera? And so we've got Ari Callieham with Homex here in the studio with us. Thanks for coming.
Of
You're the bomb.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So we brought Ari in today. What I want to do is I want to give her an opportunity to talk about her services and how she got here. I hired her, and we recently engaged in a partnership for her to manage my property that I've told you all about in Old Brooklyn. Yep. We got some great things we're going to talk about there, some nice updates. And folks, if I hired her and I've hired others and it's going this well, I think you should probably consider that too. And hopefully after this video, you'll want to give her a call. We'll give you all of her contact information at the end here. Of course, those of you that are already talking to us, we can absolutely point in the right direction. I know many of you already have. You're already getting some phone calls, which is great.
Yeah.
So, Ari, soapbox time. I want you to take the reins here. I want you to tell all these fine people who you are, how you got here, why you're crazy and love property management, and all that fun stuff.
Is accurate. Okay. So, yeah, Ari Callieham with Homex. So, I am a broker. Homex is my brokerage. We have a team of 6 agents, and we all focus on property management and just investors in general. Cool thing about it is I'm actually an investor too, so I kind of have that eye. We're here just trying to make sure that we help you maximize your profits on your investment. Outside of that, I've been an agent now for about 10 years. I started my brokerage about 2 years ago after managing one of the largest portfolios for the largest brokerage in the region. Like he said, crazy in love with property management. It's the wildest thing, but it really works for me. But once you have systems and processes in place, it all really just works out. We don't deviate from that, so it works, and all of our agents, we work together. It's more of a collaboration than like this individual one agent who's working on, managing your property. So because we have systems in place, we're all able to see what's happening in real time at your property. So you get all of us all wrapped in one.
So I can attest to that. I think, having had experiences as an agent representing buyers or sellers in investor property managed properties.
Yeah.
And then having experienced property management myself as an investor, what I've noticed in the difference between you and some of the other products or service offerings out there is the ease of the dashboard, everything that you have at your disposal, to me is so clean.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
And so convenient.
Yeah.
And before, I'm they've got me going to 5 different portals and stuff's not going through and I can't update cards. And it was just like, it was really becoming more of a headache, I think, than anything else. So I think that's one thing that I can really truly attest to is, as it pertains to your systems and your processes, like all of that is just so clean and fantastic. I absolutely love it. And then folks, like, here's the deal. As a consumer, I like to have people that I engage with or have partnerships with that will collaborate, listen to my crazy ideas when I'm like, all right, I'm thinking about selling this thing, or if I did, or should I Airbnb it, or should I do short-term nursing? Like, I want somebody that's going to kind of latch onto that and like humor me, I guess.
Yeah.
And we've had how many of those conversations? And I know you're
too many to count, honestly. Yeah.
So I'm a pain in the butt, basically, but she deals with it. And, you know, really that's fantastic. And I think that's the one thing that you all should be striving for, especially those of you that aren't born, bred in Cleveland, enamored in the city.
Absolutely.
Is having someone like yourself that is that and is passionate about it.
For sure.
And now, are you from Cleveland?
So I grew up in Shaker Heights, a suburb right outside of Cleveland. But if you know Cleveland at all, then you know those surrounding suburbs. It's all Cleveland at the end of the day. I mean, it's all Cleveland. One thing I can tell you about our market, it is truly block by block. So you're going to need a property manager and a realtor who really understands the market here, who knows the landscape, because you can purchase a home on one street and it really is like a great investment opportunity. You see another one on the next block, like I'm going to get that one too, and it's a horrible idea. So you've really got to know what you're purchasing, and I think what helps is working with a great property manager, a great agent, and that's going to get you where you need to be.
Yeah, you nailed it. So you got to know Ari a little bit. Now I know we're going to dive into the nitty gritty here. So, okay. So Ari, a part of and we just experienced this, a part of the process, and a lot of our investors are out there looking to buy homes that might need a little work. We got a lot of burr people out there. Of course, you're always going to have vacancies, and look, you can find good tenants, but sometimes they do some work, they do some damage in there.
Absolutely.
So what I want to do is I kind of want to have you share how you go about navigating the, repair or a needed renovation project. How does that go with the relationship with the owner? What do you do to, sort of position them to succeed when those things come?
Okay. So with renovations, I just want to kind of put this out there. If you are not local and you cannot oversee your project, you absolutely need a property manager. I say that more so because if you don't know your vendor, and sometimes even when you do, you need someone who's able to put their eyes on your asset, let you know where they are in the process. And sometimes you're paying those large deposits or a large draw, and you got to know where you are before you're investing that kind of money. So, with having Homex as your property management company, we can oversee that for you. We also have vendors who are vetted. Again, I've been in the industry for almost 10 years. I have great relationships with vendors. We require updates, with photos, overviews, and high levels of communication throughout the entire process. We can walk with you through that. If it's just like, a simple turn on a unit, that's something we can just kind of oversee within the management agreement. But if it's a large renovation, huge scope of work, then there's some type of project management involved there, and we can kind of walk you through that too.
So it sounds like you've got 2 buckets. I've experienced one bucket here recently where, my tenants left. The place was pretty clean overall, but there was some love that was needed, right? So I'll just tell you all about my experience there. The tenants vacated, handed the keys over. You and your team were out there and had me a quote within like 2 days. I looked at the quote. It was so simple. The stuff made sense. I had a couple of questions about some of these things. All I had to do was approve it. The work was done in like 4 days. It was awesome. I go out there, I look, I'm like, this is fantastic. And a part of that conversation, I was like, okay, our target rent, we were really targeting a rent $300 higher than what those folks were in. Right.
Uh-huh.
And we both had that kind of shared goal and vision. And so what you did was you literally went and said, okay, if we do these things, that's where we're going to get. And we think we can get there.
Yes.
And what happened? We signed a lease.
We got there. Yeah,
we signed a lease for our exact amount. And so I loved that about that process. For you out of towners, like, I can't stress enough how important that is and how much of a burden it can be on the realtor side. When I'm sitting here trying to get quotes for you and I'm navigating and letting your people in there, I'm not your property manager.
Yeah.
And it's really tough because when I'm out doing that stuff, I'm not out looking at properties for you. I'm not out networking with people. So it can be really discouraging for us to have to do that. Hire a person that will do it.
Yes.
And then we can go do our jobs and find you more properties.
Absolutely. And we'll do it efficiently. Like, it happens quickly and it's effective. So.
Love it. That you speak in my language, efficiently and effective.
Yeah.
And we accomplished our goal. And then the other budget for you, like BRRRR people or those of you with the resources to take on some heftier projects, how important would it be to have somebody there effectively managing that reno and keeping people on target, in budget, and someone that knows your property management team, knows your realtor, and can just kind of like take all that on from you from afar. If you're working, you've got a family.
For sure.
And I don't think there's a lot of people in this town that actually have both buckets and do them effectively.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I do know what we do. He knows, but I know what we do. And yeah, he's right. We have all of that covered for sure. The most important thing is just making sure you have someone here to put their eyes on your asset when it's necessary. That's it. You know, and if you have a vendor who's working on a project, you'd be surprised how much it changes how they handle your project, knowing that someone could pop around the corner at any time. So
love it.
It means a lot.
Things are going to come up. You're buying rental property. You're buying it in Cleveland. And it's not always going to be peaches and cream. Hire the right person that can help take and ease some of that pain and build that relationship so you can protect your asset and make it a great situation in the long haul.
For sure.
You want to talk about some areas?
Sure.
Let's talk about some areas.
Let's do it.
All right. So everybody wants to know where we should be buying, where the best areas are. Have you heard this one? Okay, I really want to cash flow a lot, and I really, really, really want it to appreciate a lot. Where can I?
Sure.
Where can I go? I don't know. You tell me. You find it. You tell me, and we'll get there. No, there are plenty of fine areas. And as we've talked about on this channel before, Ari, like we've tried to break. I've talked a lot about buckets today. I'm a bucket guy today, but it really does fall into buckets. You got the cash flow bucket. You got the appreciation bucket. You kind of got the in between, best of both worlds.
Yeah.
There's short and long term, like a lot of buckets. But let's maybe do this like, and I've not given you any hints here, so I'm like I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Okay.
We're gonna go through maybe 3 different scenarios, 3 different areas that comes to mind, based on 3 different scenarios. Okay, you ready for that?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so number 1, let's play it safe.
Okay.
First and foremost, safest investment you can make. And when I talk about safest, I'm talking about, okay, you're always going to have good renters.
Yes.
Your appreciation is a lock.
Okay.
Your cash flow, because of those reasons, might not be as high, but your asset's really protected. You're going to get it paid for, and it's just like your creme de la creme of safe investments. What you got for me?
Okay, I'm going to go with Lakewood. I'm going to go with Lakewood. Yeah. West side suburb outside of Cleveland, right outside of Cleveland. So, yeah, that's where I'm going to go with that for sure. It's one of my faves.
I agree with you on Lakewood. Okay. I think that I'm going to let you off the hook on the easy one there, but she's right. It's the safest investment. We have people buying Lakewood all day. The tenants are great. We all go hang out in Lakewood. Lakewood's always going to be phenomenal. I think for me, like a safe investment to me, and maybe not a lot of people agree with this, but I love when people buy condos in the suburbs.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like I get people
sure.
that buy in Strongsville and North Royalton.
Westlake.
And Westlake,
Yeah.
yes. And a lot of those can be leased out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they're low maintenance. Yeah, you got the HOA, but yeah, you got the HOA when that roof needs done or anything.
They're
and
doing it.
You got, you know, school districts. I know we can't talk a whole lot about, but do your research. You know, Strongsville, North Royalton, Westlake.
Mm-hmm.
You're buying in an area that's always going to be highly desired. So I think it's a really nice safe bet that a lot of you might not consider because of HOA fees. Maybe it kills your numbers a little bit. Is you know, those suburb condos. Look it up.
Yeah.
I do a ton of them.
Yeah, for sure. No, I can agree to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's move on to like mid-tier, right? So I think this one will probably speak to the majority of people that subscribe to this channel and are looking to invest, where they want cash flow.
Okay.
They want to be in a good area.
Okay.
Okay. They want to be in a pretty good area.
Okay.
And they also want to have the opportunity where that asset will inevitably appreciate over time. They get a nice return when they sell that bad boy. Hopefully rents are sort of, you know, continuing to go up, and as long as they're taking care of the property and stuff like that. So what's your kind of like safe but lots of opportunity area? Which one comes to mind?
I'm gonna go east here.
Ooh.
Euclid. I'm gonna go Euclid. Right. So east side suburb right outside of Cleveland.
Folks, I love Euclid.
Yeah.
Why do you love Euclid?
Well, the cash flow and the opportunity.
Yeah.
And then it's really, really good rents. Like the market rent there is really good.
It's kind of crazy. And I don't, from your vantage point, like, is that more of a recent thing, or has that been really there over time? And just, I feel like not a lot of people have caught on to it.
No, it's a recent thing. And I can say that because I've managed properties there for a while. So I've seen the pre-COVID, during COVID, and post-COVID. Like, it's crazy what's happened in that time frame. I don't even know if COVID has anything to do with it, but I just, at this point,
it's a good benchmarker for time.
That's a good benchmark for time, which we know with where we've been. So
those of you who aren't familiar with Euclid, like up 90 east, right before you get to Willowick there. Like, I love that area on the kind of like the northeast side, like Lakeshore Boulevard.
Love it.
You pass like 195th, and you're kind of like up there in that little area. And even if you venture down a little further southwest, I think you're in great shape. But I've looked at these rents there.
Yeah.
You can go single family, you can go multifamily.
And they're good rents across the board.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And even those areas right outside of Euclid in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like you said, the lake shores, you know, those are great areas.
And you're right on the water. The
right
beach
on the
is
water.
Up there. And that little Euclid downtown like square, the new schools, by the way, but that little square, there's cool bars, pubs, like restaurants. It's
good shopping.
Yeah, the hospital's right there. It's like everything you want. And I feel like that area, it's like a working class. Like I know you have we have what is it? The electric.
The illuminating company.
Illuminating companies out there, and then who's the big manufacturer right there off of 90? Oh,
manufacturer? I don't know, but I know there's an Amazon right there.
Huge manufacturer of electric equipment right there. I think that's like a nice working class, very diverse.
Yeah.
Like area. Like you get the best of everything.
No, I agree.
I absolutely love that. So
I agree.
I'm huge on Euclid too. I'm gonna throw out Bedford.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw out Bedford.
Okay.
I think Bedford very similar to Euclid. Now it doesn't have the lake.
Yeah.
But from my experience, I've seen affordability in Bedford, and I've driven through Bedford so many times. Like you can be in the heart of downtown Bedford. And then in like 2 minutes, you could literally be out in the country.
Yeah, it's cute.
It is.
It's cute. And there's that downtown Bedford area.
Yeah.
So, it's cute. I like it. I love Euclid, but I get it.
Yep.
So yeah.
I agree. I think there's nice opportunity in Bedford.
Yeah.
I've not seen as many multis. They're more creative multis, like singles that got turned into
For
doubles.
sure. I see a lot of that.
Some like weird like ranches that got split.
Yep.
Like I see more of that. Not your traditional, like you'll see in Euclid, like side by side, all brick, which I love. But Bedford's one I'm like kind of high on it. The rents are really good. So definitely check out Bedford. I think you can see some opportunity there.
For sure.
All right, now we're going to have some fun.
Okay.
Let's talk about our lottery tickets.
Okay.
What do I mean by lottery tickets? An area that, for lack of a better term, like has a lot of work to do.
Okay.
We got a lot. We're thinking of 20, 30 years from now, or 15, 20 years from now.
Okay.
An area that you'll likely cash flow, because a lot of these areas that are opportunity areas, you're probably going to cash flow.
Okay.
But we're looking at opportunistic appreciation opportunity, maybe an area that could turn over. Like, I don't want to predict the next Tremont or Ohio City or anything like that. That's unfair, but versions of it, maybe something like a Cam's Corner, even what kind of Euclid is kind of turned into lately. Like, where's your, if you had to guess and throw it out there, where's your area that you really like there, lottery ticket?
I would say anything along the Opportunity Corridor. So that was like a newer highway that was just opened up here maybe about a year or so ago. It's just opened up accessibility to all of our hospitals, which if you know anything about Cleveland, you know that that's what we're known for. So it's given us a lot of opportunities to kind of be more appealing to a different type of tenant and a higher price point. So I would say anything along the Opportunity Corridor.
Love it. I'm there all the time. Like when I've got to go to like Shaker or parts of Cleveland Heights, like it always sends me through there now. They've done a lot of great stuff. I've even heard rumblings like they might try to bring Cleveland Browns Stadium around there. I don't know. I mean, they're trying to do a bunch of things with that, but the Opportunity Corridor is very interesting. Boy, how great would that be? If that could kind of be like a cool bridge to the hospital system connecting downtown. Like, I think you're right. Hopefully that develops because there's a lot of opportunity there.
You know what? I think it will. I just don't see them investing that kind of money into something that wouldn't. So.
I love it. Okay, my lottery ticket. I've talked to a few of you about this. I still believe it. We're talking about our Asiatown, historic Asiatown.
That's good.
You like that?
That's good, yeah.
You know why I like that, don't you?
Tell me more.
Okay, so number one, for those of you who aren't familiar, it's like Upper East Side, right outside of downtown. So streetwise, we're looking like we're Payne, what is it, Superior, St. Clair, like east low to mid-teens, up into like the east, like 30s, maybe 40s. Some of the best food I think we have in Cleveland.
For sure.
Right in there. Shout out Lee Wah, love you. You're awesome. But look, Cross Country Mortgage, which is one of our larger mortgage lenders here, just put their headquarters like right there across the bridge. They're put at that Dream Hotel.
Super cute.
The Payne, which is going to be awesome. Like I think LA has one, New York has one, and now Cleveland's getting one. Miami has one too.
Yeah.
So I think like inevitably when you look at that, and then you take that compared to what is a very, very loyal, not only tenant base but owner base. Like the inventory there is shockingly low.
Yeah.
And I just think that like. That when you have that, that's a prime recipe for what could be hospital expansion or downtown expansion. They're going to want to cater to all of these newer, higher paying jobs and this big, beautiful hotel. You already have great culture there, good food.
Accessibility. Yeah. All the major highways are there. So.
Yeah. And the homes like are like the shotgun style. There's like no garages. They're really tight, but like I think the value's in the land.
Yeah.
I think you could see some great new development there.
For sure.
Hopefully some cool renovation projects. I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of our historic Asian town long term.
Yeah, no.
If you can buy something there.
I can second that if you find something, for sure.
I'll fight you
for sure.
I'll fight you for it.
Listen, I don't want to get into that.
That's awesome. So, look, there are many fine areas in Cleveland. Look, we could talk about Parma. We could talk about Clark Fulton. You got any others you want to shout out that you like?
Midtown.
Midtown.
Love Midtown. Absolutely love Midtown.
Tell me more Midtown is real quick.
So you're like the 55th Chester, Cedar, Carnegie area. Very, very close to Cleveland Clinic main campus. So
there you go. Okay.
Yeah, and UH actually, both hospitals. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, both of them. So plenty of great areas. That's what we're here for. We only touched on a few, but we're here to answer all of your questions.
For sure.
So please reach out to us. Down below, we're going to provide you with Ari and her team at Homex, their website. You can browse there, check out their service offerings. You can reach out to them. You can always reach out to us. I'll be glad to put you in touch with them there. They are fantastic. You won't go wrong. Please do use them. Protect your asset, folks. And as always, our information is going to be below here. So please reach out to us when you're ready to buy or sell your great house.